I never asked to be a guardian. Guardians were supposed to be ceremonial, silent figures in polished armor who stood at doors and followed rules older than most star systems. I was a human infantry sergeant, recently rotated out of a border conflict that barely made the news. When the Galactic Accord requested a neutral species protector for a politically sensitive alien asset, someone high up decided a human would be emotionally resilient. That was how I ended up standing outside a solar-lit chamber on the diplomatic world of Alindra, guarding a being half the galaxy would kill to control. Her name was Lyri. She was young by her species standards, barely past what humans would call adolescence. She was also the last living scion of the Alindran royal bloodline, an empathic species whose rulers once maintained peace between warring empires simply by existing. Her people were nearly extinct now, wiped out not by conquest, but by fear. Fear of what they could feel. Fear of what they could know. And fear of what Lyri might become. My orders were simple: protect her physical safety, maintain emotional distance, and never, under any circumstances, form a bond. No one explained what bond meant. I learned soon enough. Lyri didn't look dangerous. She was small, slender, with pale lavender skin and softly glowing markings along her temples that pulsed with her emotions. Her eyes were too large by human standards, silver and reflective, like she was always seeing something just beyond the present moment. The first time we met, she bowed to me. "I am sorry you were assigned to me," she said quietly. That caught me off guard. Why is that?" She hesitated. Those who guard signs tend to suffer. I smiled, trying to keep things light. I've been shot at by pirates riding converted mining rigs. I think I'll survive babysitting duty." Her glow dimmed slightly. "It is not babysitting," she said. "It is endurance." The chamber assigned to her was large, open, filled with soft light and bioluminescent plants. My station was just outside her sleeping quarters, standard arrangement. I slept in the hallway, armor on, weapon charged. The first night passed quietly. The second night did not. I woke to the soft sound of fabric shifting. My eyes snapped open, rifle halfway raised before my brain caught up. Lyri stood in the doorway, barefoot, wrapped in a simple sleep garment, her markings flickering erratically. "Guardian," she whispered. "Yes, Your Grace." I replied automatically. "I cannot sleep." I lowered the rifle. "Nightmares." She shook her head. "Memories." I hesitated. Protocol said I should call her attendant or a counselor. Protocol said I should remain outside. Protocol didn't account for the way she was trembling. "You're safe," I said, softer now. "No one's getting past me." Her eyes fixed on mine. The glow along her temples steadied, just a little. "May I stay here?" she asked. "Where you are." I frowned. "I'm not exactly comfortable." "I do not require comfort," she said. "Only proximity." Against my better judgment, I nodded. She sat against the wall, a careful distance from me, hands folded in her lap. Within minutes, her breathing evened out. She slept there, beside me, on the cold floor. I told myself it was a one-time thing. It wasn't. As days passed, I noticed changes. Lyri smiled more when I was around. Her empathic glow stabilized. The diplomats remarked on her improved health. They didn't ask why. Every night, without fail, she appeared at the doorway. Sometimes she sat beside me. Sometimes she leaned lightly against my shoulder. Eventually, inevitably, she slept curled against my side, her head resting over my heart. I didn't move. I barely breathed. And somehow, nothing felt wrong. Until the council noticed. Your attachment is compromising her neutrality, one elder accused during a closed session. Humans are known for emotional imprinting. I clenched my jaw. With respect, sir, she was deteriorating before I arrived. She's better now. She is bonded, another said sharply. We warned against this. Lyrie stood silently behind me, her glow dim and uneasy. What happens if she's bonded? I asked. The chamber fell quiet. She will feel your pain, the first elder said. Your fear. Your death, should it come. I glanced back at her. She met my eyes without hesitation. I already feel him, she said softly. That is why I sleep beside him. His mind is quiet. Quiet. No one had ever described a human mind that way. The council ordered an immediate separation test. I was reassigned to an outer perimeter post for 72 hours. Lyrie screamed when they took me away. Not with sound, with emotion. The empathic shockwave knocked 3 diplomats unconscious and shattered a crystal support spire in the council hall. By the second night apart, she collapsed. By the third, her vitals were failing. They brought me back at dawn. I found her curled on her bed, markings flickering weakly, eyes dull. I sat beside her without asking permission. She reached for me instantly, fingers gripping my sleeve with desperate strength. I am sorry, she whispered. I tried to be strong. I swallowed hard. You don't have to be strong. That's literally my job. She smiled faintly. From that moment on, the rules changed. The truth came out quickly after that. Elindran scions didn't rule through force. They stabilized entire regions by absorbing emotional chaos, fear, aggression, despair, processing it through their empathic cores and releasing calm in return. It was killing her. She was too young, too alone. But humans, apparently, were different. Our minds were noisy, yes, chaotic, but resilient, self-contained. Pain didn't echo outward the way it did for most species. I was acting as a buffer. Unintentionally. Humanity had stumbled into the role of perfect guardian species, not through superiority of strength, but of emotional architecture. The council was stunned. The galaxy feared the scions because they felt too much, one elder admitted. We never imagined a species that could stand beside them and not break. Lyrie looked up at me. You make the world quiet, she said simply. I squeezed her hand. Guess I'm good at standing watch. Years passed. Threats came and went. Assassins tried and failed. Wars were prevented before they began. And every night, no matter where we were, Lyrie slept beside me. Not because she was weak, but because she no longer had to be alone. When historians later wrote of the era when peace returned to the fractured stars, they didn't speak first of fleets or treaties. They spoke of a human guardian who broke no laws, except the one about keeping distance, and of an alien girl who learned that strength sometimes means resting your head against someone who refuses to let the darkness reach you. I was her guardian, and somehow, that made her the safest being in the galaxy.